Hi, this is Bill Collier with the Tioga Freedomist. We're over at the Civil Air Patrol Unit 339, Squadron 339, part of the Pennsylvania Wing. And one of the folks we're talking to right now is Cadet Senior, Chief Master Sergeant?
It's Chief Master Sergeant.
Chief Master Sergeant. If I get it wrong, things will happen to me. Michael Baker, you're a cadet here with the unit. How long have you been with the Civil Air Patrol?
About 6 years.
6 years. So how old were you when you first came in?
14.
Wow, so you're out of school now, you're working, and you're still part of the unit. Are you going to go on to become a senior?
I don't know yet, still debating.
Well, you will. We'll make you.
Alright.
So what have you done in Civil Air Patrol? You have encampment and some of the other
Yeah,
kind of activities.
Went to encampment last year. I went up to Maine and flew with Civil Air Patrol up there. It was a National Flight Academy.
Wow.
Out of a 10-day program.
Did you get to do any flying?
Oh yeah, soloed up there.
You really are? So through Civil Air Patrol you were able to actually fly an airplane?
Yep.
You see that, folks? You need to sign up for Civil Air Patrol. That's what you need to do, right?
Yep.
And you went up to encampment. You had awards. What's the last list of what's this award right here for?
Wings were from soloing and aircraft. So
How long did it take you to get that?
about 40 hours.
40 hours of training.
Yeah.
I mean, like in terms of years or months.
Oh, it was like 3 or 4 months that it took me.
So it's
Outside of Civil Air Patrol.
consistent work.
Yeah.
And who trained you? How did you get the training you needed?
I went up to Painted Post and flew with one of the instructors up there for a while.
Right. And now, what do you plan on doing now that you're well growing up? Because I still haven't. But
Going to helicopter school.
wow, civilian helicopter school? Or no?
Yeah.
So you're going to stay in the civil land fleet, as we said in the Navy.
Yeah.
Civil. Oh, well, that's awesome. So this is Cadet Baker, who is a
Cadet Chief.
Cadet Chief. So we're still here with the Civil Air Patrol Unit Squadron 339, and we're here with Lakota Cummings, who is a Master Sergeant. So this is Cadet Master Sergeant Cummings to the rest of you. You don't have the silver wings yet, but you're coming along. You said you got 2 more rankings to go until you get to the rank that you're actually after, which is Chief rank.
Chief Master Sergeant.
Chief Master Sergeant. How long have you been with Civil Air Patrol?
I'd say, I think I'm coming up on my 3rd year.
3 years. And how did you end up getting involved? Why did you choose to get involved?
Well, I was at school one day and met a officer from the Civil Air Patrol. And it was a kind of a school type thing where we went and seen jobs and stuff. And he was just there, and all of us got kind of interested. But I was only 11 at the time.
So you had to wait a year.
I had to wait a year, and then our captain now, Youngworth's mother, actually met my mom when they were working, or when my mom was working, and she mentioned it to my mom, and my mom told me, and now here I am.
What have you done in Civil Air Patrol? Some of the adventures that you had.
Well, I went to encampment.
What did you do up there?
It was a great learning experience, and I suggest all our cadets do go to that. And I've just kind of been here for a while, helping out, trying to teach kids.
Now you've done your orientation flight, so you got to take out one of those little tiny aircraft, and they're little Cessnas. Civil Air Patrol sunk a German sub in World War II, and the aircraft aren't much bigger now than they were back then. They fly up. What do we do with those aircraft?
We do orientation flights, and we also, the senior members do missions with them as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What's the Civil Air Patrol mission? The 3 parts of it there.
Cadet activities, aerospace education, and emergency services.
All right. And so you've been involved in all 3 of those, right? I know I've seen you with doing some aerospace as far as you shut the rockets up and everything.
Yeah, I'm working on my emergency services, trying to be able to become a ground team member.
All right, you went down to the training down at Williamsport. And
I have done some of the training down there.
Yeah.
I've done it up at Hawk Mountain as well. One of those.
So if you don't know anything about Civil Air Patrol and you're 12 years old, it's an interesting place to be, and we recruit members, right? You're looking for more people, because you have people come and they get a little older, and then they pass, they pass on through. So we're still recruiting new members. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Hi, I'm Bill Collier with the Tioga Freedomist. We're here with Civil Air Patrol Squadron 339 that operates right out of this National Guard Armory here in Wellsboro. And we are speaking with the now former commander?
Former
and
commander.
the now commander, although we haven't done the official ceremony yet. This is, what is your rank again? Captain Foreman?
First Lieutenant.
First Lieutenant Foreman.
This
This
is
is Captain
Weisskopf.
Weisskopf. This is Lieutenant Commander, this is Major Bortz. I was giving him his honorary naval rank. Gentlemen, how long have each of you been in the Civil Air Patrol? We'll start with you, Mr. Foreman.
40 years, I believe.
4 years, and how did you get roped into this?
I read an article in the newspaper that said we were having an open house, and I showed
So,
up.
open house is what did it for you.
Yep, I showed up for an
And
open house.
Mr. Weisskopf, you're a man about town and usually helping out with a lot of emergency services anyway, so.
Well, my thing was is that I was coming close to retirement. I had been active as a probation officer for 40 years, and I was looking at, okay, what do I want to do now? I still wanted to keep active in the community, still wanted to be doing things with kids, still doing stuff with emergency services, and the CAP was kind of a nice glove fit for that.
Major Bortz was a major, actually, in the Air Force. And how did you stumble across this unit?
It's 5 years ago they had an open house, and I had just moved here, just having retired from the Air Force, and then having retired from teaching Air Force Junior ROTC for 20 years. And I thought, well, why not just keep doing something in the Air Force? So, joined up.
So, and full disclosure, I am the editor of the Freedomist. I'm also a member of the unit, and I can tell you that I joined because I kind of missed the military life and wanted to be around, folks that had that kind of ethic about them. He's laughing. He's not going to say what he's thinking, I'm sure. So
So I kind of got the opposite of that, and that is that I was never in the military, but felt as if I probably should have served the country in some respect. And this is one way of doing it, and that's another reason why I joined. The aviation was the initial draw, but once I got into it, the military bearing that the Civil Air Patrol has was something that I felt was giving back to the community, and I was all for that.
now all three of you have been on missions.
I have, for sure. Yes, we all have. Yeah.
And, the Civil Air Patrol flies missions. If somebody's missing, an exciting mission, I believe that Mr. Weisskopf was talking about, or one of you two, about looking for illegal things growing.
There's programs, counter-drug program, that the Civil Air Patrol works in conjunction with law enforcement agencies, and we have missions that they have us do, and that's about the extent that we can talk.
Absolutely. But what's interesting is that Civil Air Patrol serves a lot of functions that folks may not realize. Now, adults can come and get involved in Civil Air Patrol and get involved in different tracks. Myself, I'm in public relations. It makes sense. That's what I do. What is your area specialty?
I'm in charge of the aerospace education primarily for the cadets. And aerospace education has to do with the history and of aviation, but also how airplanes fly, a little bit about space and space environment, space travel. Anything having to do with aerospace is covered. And the cadets have to take tests on this as part of their promotion requirements. And so we have classes about once a month where we actually discuss what's in their textbooks and what they will be taking tests on later.
And it was through you that I learned that temperature is not constant.
That's correct.
As far as the boiling point goes, that the higher up you go, the lower the boiling point is, and so you could be freezing and boiling, depending on how high you are.
That's right.
Mr. Weisskopf.
Well, one of the other missions that the Civil Air Patrol has, in which major boards has participated in, is we do missions with the Department of Homeland Security. One of those missions is that we have an airplane takes off from someplace. It's maybe a stolen airplane, and maybe it's headed for someplace to to crash into. And so we perform missions with the Air Force in looking for those types of aircraft. We sometimes play the boogeyman, and the Air Force sends out two planes to look for us. And we, there's more than just the airplane. There's the airplane in which we have a pilot, and we have an observer, and we may have a scanner. Then we have the communications aspect, where we are in constant communications with our aircraft. And that could be from headquarters in Williamsport, it could be from State College. Civil Air Patrol has quite a communications network in which we can be involved. Lieutenant Foreman, who's been out on some search for lost hunters or search for downed planes, has been where they're searching through the woods or through the forest looking for these individuals. And the CAP has vans that are communications vans that do work both on the VHF and HF frequencies so that they can communicate from one end of the state to the other end of the state. And then going on up through the chain of command to region and then up to national.
And from you, I learned the whole idea of when you search for something, you don't look for really what you're looking for, you look for what's there.
You look for the clues.
You ask, you see, and I've been using that actually, and I'm missing my phone at least 30% less now. So it's like, oh, okay, that's not the phone. So
That's kind of a good thing. And so another mission that we haven't talked about is if there is a downed plane, the Civil Air Patrol is often called in to guard that downed plane till the National Transportation Safety Board gets there to investigate. And the state police, fire marshals are generally more than willing to turn over a crash site and relieve themselves of the responsibility of it. And then as Civil Air Patrol, we take over, set up a perimeter. So law enforcement wise, we're not allowed to do anything. So we can't really stop anyone from going there, but we can definitely discourage them from going to the plane, and we can call the police if they decide that they won't want to really accept that good news of you need to stay back. And so we have definitely done that several times. There's members of the squadron who have been on those missions.
it's interesting you bring up, this is actually kind of an issue with a lot of our readers that go to our website on a regular basis. We are constantly talking about avoid emergency situations. And when we post something, and we usually get the stuff right away, we're posting it so that if you don't have a business being there, don't be there. Civil Air Patrol goes to a site like that to make sure that everybody's safe, to make sure that, if anybody needs to be looked for, they're being looked for. But when somebody's in the area and they're not supposed to be there, it can actually endanger whoever you're trying to help. So this is the Civil Air Patrol Squadron 339 Pennsylvania Wing right here in Wellsboro. We're going to have some information up with this video on how you can, find out more and fill out information, find out when a meeting is being held. We have meetings here at the Armory most of the time.
Correct. Thursday
Every
evenings.
Thursday, unless it's bad weather or a holiday. When I mean bad weather, I mean really bad weather. But 7 o'clock to 9. Anybody's welcome to just come and check it out, ask questions, apply and become a member. If you'd like to serve your country, if you'd like to help your community, it's a great way to do it. We're definitely looking for people that want to get involved. So that's why we're out here today talking about the Civil Air Patrol. This has been Bill Collier with the Tioga Freedomists.